top 10 most hated rock bands. That's what we're watching today. As you know, the internet loves to hate. Now, I haven't watched this video, but I suspect we're going to have bands like Nickelback on the list. Hopefully some Cardi B and maybe DJ Khaled too. All right, let's get into it. Watch Mojo is the compiler of this list.
Among these musical performers. Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
This was on while I was at the gym today. Green Day basket case.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content.
I'm on it, Watch Mojo.
For this list, we'll be looking at popular bands that are regarded poorly by many. We're not saying that we feel that way,
Biscuit.
but in many cases,
Remember these guys?
we certainly understand where this
New
opinion
metal.
came from. We'll be ranking based on a mixture of popularity and notoriety and the magnitude of negative opinions against these bands.
Oh yeah, Matchbox. They deserve to be on this list.
Number 10, Dave Matthews Band.
Interesting. Wasn't expecting them.
So there's some specific elements that have resulted in this public opinion for Dave Matthews Band, but it must first be prefaced.
These guys can play, let me say that.
And smash hits
They're
on
good
more than a few
songwriters.
occasions, particularly in the 90s.
I remember this track very
Since
well.
then, the band has become nearly synonymous with collegiate lacrosse bros, loudly playing beer pong and yelling macho garbage. Along with
Okay.
that, their career started strong, but few to no risks were taken in the decades that followed.
It's kind of like sophisticated jazz pop, though, at the same time. Doesn't seem like a bro connection there.
Down the window into your room.
All right, Green Day.
Number 9, Green Day. A few theories can be made as to the source of
I don't know.
negative
I think we can do
sentiments
better,
toward
Watch
Green Day.
Mojo.
On one hand, it
We need some more
argued
hated
that the rebellious
bands.
punk rock band has sold out in recent years. On the other, they are so strongly
What does
associated
selling
with the
out
90s
really
with hits
mean,
like Good
though?
Riddance that nostalgic
Is it
fans
just
may
a lot
regard
of times a band's trying to become more marketable and sell more so that they can, increase their legacy, live a better quality of life?
recent work as subpar and lazy. Finally, it's no secret that American Idiot was surrounded by controversy as it was a fierce indictment of President Bush's administration and the current state of the U.S.
Getting political, yeah. That's kind of the job of
Fans and
punk
critics
music,
alike have
though.
perhaps found fault
So that's kind of like the opposite of selling out for being a punk band, right?
in the band
Just
due to
keeping
at
it
least
real.
one of these reasons, leaving a less than stellar legacy today.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end of
Classic
it,
track.
I hope you had the time of your life.
Oh, yes. I love
Number
Korn
8,
so much.
Something takes
What's the title of this video again? 10 top 10 most hated rock bands. Are you serious? Korn is one of the top 10 most hated rock bands? That's insane. I love Korn.
This band was actually an initial pioneer of the subgenre of heavy metal known as nu metal. Their dark and hardcore sound captured many fans in the 90s.
Started
but has lost
using
grip on a
7
number of
strings.
bands
They weren't the first ones to do it, but they popularized the 7 string.
since. Namely, due to a supposed drop in quality in several of their recent albums. On the other hand, many naysayers of the band have established their opinions.
So
based
now
off
they're
of a
like
certain
one
Hot
of the
Topic
most
fan
hated
base that
bands ever because their last few albums haven't been up to snuff with the first ones. That's pretty standard in terms of the arc of a musician's career. There's a period of time where you're kind of like relevant and you're popping, and then things kind of go downhill. That's just the way it is.
supposedly represent. As with many on our list, this begs the question of whether critics are haters or if they have a valid point, or perhaps a little of both.
Got to like, man, this song is brilliant. Love the dissonance in it. All right, this is Coldplay.
7.
Yeah.
Coldplay.
A little more sympathetic
No
towards
easy feat
this
to
being
earn a
on the
slot in a
list.
Super Bowl halftime show, but Coldplay did just that in 2016. This incredibly popular event is intended to please millions of people from all walks of life, so why not use a Super Bowl version of elevator music to make everyone happy? The performance sparked a lot of criticism for the British band,
I did not
with their
watch
music
this.
being labeled as too vanilla,
Too
boring,
vanilla.
and
Okay.
safe.
Yeah, and safe. I get that. Coldplay sounds a bit contrived or maybe not very genuine. There's a balance there you have to achieve between marketability and kind of staying true to your own values and your sound. And perhaps Coldplay kind of overstepped that a little bit.
Coldplay is obviously a larger-than-life band with a lot of great songs, but over time, people have gotten tired of their generic and repetitive
Clocks.
sound.
It's hard to keep innovating and changing your sound, but still having that be relevant to your audience.
Number 6, Black Veil Brides.
Black Veil Brides, okay. I don't even know this band.
Bands that garner a
Recognize
reputation
the
for
song,
being
though.
hated tend to have both strong supporters and strong detractors. Black Veil Brides is a great example of this phenomenon, as their popularity and fan base are a clear force to be reckoned with.
I don't know. Watch Mojo. This is a
There's
weird
enough
list.
negative feelings towards them to sustain
Where's
basic truths
Nickelback?
about how awful they are. Many hardcore metal fans believe they are more aptly categorized as emo, and therefore
It is good to have a
genre's
certain amount of
brand.
hate, though, for your band. No press is bad press kind of thing, right? You need to generate
Others
some
can't stand the lead
awareness,
singer, Andy
whether it be
Pearson,
positive or
and find the
negative,
lyrics
for what you're doing.
over-angsty and generic.
He has a unique voice. Guns N' Roses. Oh, man.
Number 5, Guns N' Roses.
This is such a great
Guns N' Roses
track.
had a lot going for them, and they shocked the nation with the release of Appetite for Destruction. Their music was oftentimes a middle finger to the establishment, and it was clear that each member brought something special to the
Yeah,
table.
I mean,
Most
obviously
notably,
GNR
lead guitarist
crashed and
Slash
burned
has a cult following
big
due to his
time.
impressive
They're
blues
just
rock hybrid
a
sound and
disaster
unique
now.
style.
But they used to be pretty
Sadly,
cool.
lead singer Axl Rose is the source of many negative
Give it to me,
sentiments,
Slash.
called racist, disrespectful to fans, and a catalyst for the band's breakup.
Also banged his drummer's girlfriend. The list goes on.
Off, their long-awaited comeback album Chinese Democracy sounded generic and was considered downright awful by
Axl
critics.
Rose and Buckethead. Remember when those two were playing together? What a bizarre combination. All right, U2.
Number 4, U2.
Vertigo.
With a list as divisive as this one, it's no secret that many of these entries are
This is a
into
divisive
stepping on
list.
eggshells. None perhaps so much as U2.
I'm still waiting for Nickelback, though.
In particular, their lead singer Bono's musical and philanthropic work have inspired many and given him a larger-than-life persona. Critics find it pretentious
Pro
and his
bono
music
work?
generic.
Pro
They're likely
bono?
to label the band as arrogant and cite Beautiful Day, which was released in 2000, as their last quality song.
Look at that power stance right there.
It's probable that as Bono's legacy grows, the opinions of both naysayers and
I
supporters
don't
will also
know.
grow
I mean,
stronger.
U2's just
So,
always
hey,
kind of been
don't shoot the
U2 for
messenger.
me. That's just who they are and their sound. Oh, Creed. All right, here we go.
Number 3, Creed.
Scott Stapp definitely sort of hits
It's
me
the
in
name
that
of both a beloved boxing
non-genuine
film and an
feeling.
angsty post-grunge rock band.
So this week, I checked out a new film called Creed.
To understand why so many can't stand the latter, all you need to do is take a look at lead singer Scott Stapp's signature Jesus pose. Their alleged Christian rock persona, despite drug abuse and psychotic episodes by band members, infuriates some.
I went into a full-on psychosis.
And it's the opinion of many
Man.
others that all of their songs sound exactly the same.
Yeah,
In short,
yeah.
this is a band that manages
There's
to be
some
hated by both
reasonable
conservative
critique
Christians
happening
and heavy
here.
rock fans alike.
What would Can You Take Me Lower sound like? All right, here he
Number
is,
2,
Mr.
Limp
Durst.
Bizkit.
You think you're special, you do.
Some may consider this band pioneers of the nu metal subgenre.
I really
Others
enjoyed
may
Wes
immediately
Borland's
associate
guitar
them with
playing.
lead singer Fred Durst and roll their eyes at the thought of him. Critics have decried Durst as talentless, obnoxious, macho, fake, and egotistical. Despite the
That's
musical
really
talent
interesting.
possessed by the band and multiple #1 albums, their lead singer caused many people to write off the band entirely.
Welcome to the jungle, punk. Take a look around. Slim Biscuit up your town.
In perhaps the biggest statement against the band and what they stand for, Rage Against the Machine bassist Tim Comerford personally apologized for influencing and, in essence, helping to create Limp Bizkit.
I feel
Personally
really bad that we
apologize.
inspired such
First off,
Wow.
apology accepted.
That's brutal.
And secondly, that's horribly sad. Fred just got dissed by one of his heroes.
Before we unveil our #1
It's part of the game to be controversial, is the thing you have to understand. It's just, don't take it too far to the point where people see like an incongruency between your values and what you're doing for your art. But that's kind of a fine line to toe, as I said earlier.
pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Metallica, stop, you're killing me. Although Saint Anger did suck. Smash Mouth. That song is actually cool though. Listen to the chords there. It's got like this normal 4th degree, then a raised 4th degree. The chromaticism's interesting. Bum, bum, bum. I find that interesting. Yes. All right. Oh, okay. Now we're talking Nickelback.
#1, Nickelback. To paraphrase their own lyrics, how the hell did they end up like this? No other performer is as concretely established as a punchline quite like this group.
Photograph. Yeah.
A
Come
great
on,
way to back
stop.
up this claim and also sufficiently entertain yourself is browsing for endless Nickelback memes.
These guys just took it too far.
In fact, they almost single-handedly put leather bracelets, goatees, and torn jeans out of style. But really though, the biggest and most common critique of the band is that their songs are formulaic, devoid of creativity, and just plain bad.
Maybe if Nickelback was instead called Dimeback and they kind of peppered in some Pantera-inspired riffs, it would be better.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo.
Okay, so there's the list, top 10 most hated rock bands. What's your opinion on this list? Was it valid? I think bands like Korn being on the list is a bit ridiculous. I think they said their recent albums weren't as good as their old ones, so that's why they were one of the most hated rock bands of all time. That's a bit absurd. To summarize, I think you need to be controversial to a degree when you make art, whether it be music or otherwise. But the consumer and the audience needs to have a sense that there's a degree of congruency between who you are as a person, your values, and the kind of art that you're making. Use marketing as a tool to leverage attention for your brand and your values, but just don't take it too far. Now, you don't want to end up on this list, so you better take my music theory course below in the description. That's going to teach you all about chords, key signatures, scales, intervals, everything you need to know to write epic riffs that are on that 69 level quality. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Today we're going to listen to 10 most brutal